Barakdai Howard, Barakdai Howard Shai, Barakdai Howard, Barakdai Howard Shai, Kapla Yahabashi Howard Shai, Bahashim Kakadash, Double honor to the elder apostle, great Muslim, who will spirit titan for action that put in the truth to call the four corner earth, to the fear and power, of Yahabashi Howard Shai, that the hope will let, and spirit titan to the Israelite foreigner that was gathered up all the nations, the four corners of the earth, that believe in the name of Yahabashi Howard Shai. Now this is the picture on the screen you see is now that camp up in the base the past Saturday, and somebody had dropped the troops home now, and with the whole World War III going on, the start, because all these small incidents that's going on, the conflict lead up to build up for a larger scale war. So right now we're in the beginning stages of the war. Being that this is the year of prophecy 2020, and prophecy are unfolding right before our eyes. It's Revelation 11 and 14. The second world is past, and behold, the third world cometh quickly. So we're in that third world, the world of destruction. And during world war, it brings what? Destruction. So the troops are not going to come home. United States, concerning United States troops, the Marine, the Air Force, Navy, Coast Guard, whatever branch you're part of, you're not going to come home before World War III nor after World War III. As it's already been prophesied what's going to happen to you, soldiers. Revelation 19. Y'all think I'm going to avoid this war or go through the war and come back home? No, there ain't going to be no coming back home. First off, if you even do try to come back home, there ain't going to be nothing to come back home to because America is going to be destroyed. That's what's also prophesied. That could be waste, desolate. So there ain't going to be nothing to come back to. They could be destroyed by ICBM missiles, thermonuclear missiles, right? So Revelation 19 and 18. I'm gonna start up. Start at 17. And I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowl that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together into the supper of the great power, right? Because it was prophesied, it was promised to the fowl of the air that they would have a supper, that they would be eating, right? It's verse 18, that you may eat of the flesh of king, and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. See? So these, they're going to be eating a lot of these bodies of these troops, right? Because there ain't going to be no, y'all get killed over there when your house shy come visit. The Most High going to judge Armageddon in the Hebrew, the house Shabbat, right? The Most High is going to judge. He's going to judge you nations, right? And it's going to be a great slaughter for you troops. So it ain't going to be no putting you in graves and stuff, or bringing your body back to where you came from. No, you could be right there where you got killed at. Jeremiah 7 and it's not it. Jeremiah 14 and hold on. Like Jeremiah 15 and 15 and Jeremiah 15 and 4, they shall die a grievous death, they shall not be lamented, neither shall they be buried, but they shall be as dung upon the face of the earth, and they shall be consumed by the sword and by famine, and their carcasses shall be meat for the fowl of heaven and for the beasts of the earth. They're all going to be food for these animals. Talk about the truth. We'll go back to Revelation. Let me turn this heater down. So let's verse Ezekiel 39. Ezekiel 39 and this is Ezekiel 39 and 1. Therefore the Son of Man prophesy against God and say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O God, and chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and leave but the thick part of thee, and will cause thee to come up from the north part, and will bring thee upon the mountains of Israel, and I will smite thy bow out of thy left hand, and I will cause thy arrow to fall out of thy right hand, that can lose a weapon to be defeated, Thou shalt fall upon the mountain of Israel, thou and all thy band, and the people that is with thee, and I will give thee unto the ravenous bird of every sort, and to the beasts of the field to be devoured. So prophesy that you're going to be eaten up by these ravenous birds, the fowl of the air, as it said in Revelation 19 and 18 that we read. It said, thou shalt fall upon the open field, for I have spoken, and saith the Lord Yahweh Shai. I'm going to jump down to verse 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that I will give unto Gog a place there grave in Israel, the valley of the passengers on the east of the sea, and it shall stop the noses of the passengers, and there shall they bury Gog and all his multitude. It's talking about the military men. And they shall call it the valley of Hamon-Gog. Right? So look up valley of Hamon-Gog real quick. In the Hebrew, it is Hamawan God, multitude of God. It's the name to be given to a valley of graves, ravine or glen, now known as the ravine of the passengers. Yep. So there could be a huge burial place for you to be fed to the birds and stuff. It's that in 7 months shall the house of Israel be burying them, that they may clean the land. Right, they tell you that the blood can't be cleansed but by the blood that shed it. So these heathens that handle us, they're going to be judged. That was prophesied in Joel chapter 3, the valley of decision. It's verse 14. It said, and they shall serve out men of continual employment, passing through the land to bury with the passengers those that remain upon the face of the earth, so those that are left over from being eaten up by the bird and the beast of the earth, they could be put in graves. But the heathen of the nations, it could be your first employment, especially Edomite. First employment going into slavery. It said, to cleanse it after the end of the 7 months shall they search, and the passengers that pass through the land, and any thief that men bone, then shall he set up a sign by it, till the burier have buried it in the valley of Hamawanga. And also the name of the city shall be Hamanah, thus shall they cleanse the land. See? So that's how the Most High is going to cleanse the land, is by you body of the truth. Now I'm going to go to I believe that's cover everything. One more scripture before my lunch is over. Isaiah 47 and 9. It said, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment. Yeah, straight to the point. Isaiah 47:9. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment and one day. The loss of children and widowhood, they shall come upon thee in the profession for the multitude of thy sorcery and for the great abundance of thy enchantment. So y'all could be losing your kids and your husband has been sent off to war for World War III, as it's been prophesied. See? That comes to a close, man. So, like it says, it's the year of 2020 year of prophecy, and it's already been prophesied that each troop not coming home. So y'all can try to do whatever y'all can do, complain to the president or Congress, but they're not coming home because it's already been prophesied that they're gonna die in World War III, and they could be food for the bird, and they could be put in grave out there in the Middle East. So with that, Mawat Lapa Shalom.